Do you know that the same project that can be executed with $100,000 can also cost as much as 1 million US dollars? The difference is in the project manager, and that is what I want to talk about today. A project manager can execute a project utilizing just $100,000, and the stakeholders will be aligned, the outcome will be pleasant, everyone will be happy, and it will deliver the value that it intends to deliver. Another project manager can spend up to $1 million and may not even provide the desired outcome or keep the stakeholder as excited as the other guy who did the $100. Now, the difference is in the project manager. I'm going to give us two reasons in this video. Maybe subsequently, if we are able to, can provide more, I'll add more to this series. Number one reason is that to be able to execute projects within a good budget, you must first of all understand the project, what the project is about, and what it intends to deliver. I once listened to Aliko Dangote in an interview saying that don't go into a business you don't understand. Now, that is also true for project management. Even though project managers are not expected to be technical leads or to understand all the technical details of a project, but it's important for you to understand what the project is about. For example, myself, I've been in the IT industry. I've led several projects in software development, internet service deployment, and several other technological-driven projects. So I'll take time to talk about it a little bit. I've also watched colleagues and senior friends deliver projects in the real estate industry within good budget. Particularly, I know some can use up to billions of naira to deliver industry regulatory compliance, while some other people can use even as little as $100 million to make it happen. Project management largely is a game of decision. The better the quality of the information you have, the better your decision. If you don't understand what the project is about, how are you going to make decisions regarding procurement, regarding who to hire, regarding performance, regarding expectations among your team? So it's very important that you understand what the project is about. Even though you are going to have technical experts to work with, you're not going to completely rely or depend on them for every decision. Now, that reliance will definitely lead you to wrong decisions. You will not be able to process information as is expected of you or provide the leadership that the project needs to move on, because everybody will give you advice from their own bias and limitations, or sometimes people even give you advice based on what favors them. Therefore, you are relying on that absolutely to make decisions. It's a recipe for failure on your projects, for wrong decision, which by extension will also affect the cost of executing your project. So it's important for you to understand what the project seeks to accomplish. Number two thing to consider is the project environment. The project environment elements that a project manager must consider include the beneficiary organization or community. You must understand what the organization is about and the difference that project will make. And if it's to something that will happen in a community or a state or a nation, you must try to understand the significance of the project to them, the difference it will make in their endeavors and life changes it's going to bring. Anticipate that, and in understanding that, it will also be able to help you to manage what we term as the change management. You must also understand the regulatory conditions in that environment. What are the policies of the people? What are the laws that governs them? And who are their supervisor, or basically who are the enforcer of this policy and regulations that exist, the laws also that exist in this environment. Now, if you neglect all of this, any of these elements, you pay dearly for it, because the project that is executed against the law of the land will definitely not find the light of the day, or it will not be able to succeed, and it will amount to waste of resources and rework, which will make you to lose resources. The political and social-cultural environment in that case is also something to understand. In every environment, there's always politics. Even in corporate settings, there are a lot of politics that will happen. So you must understand the voices that matter, and even the voices that seemingly does not look like it matter, or eventually can derail or frustrate the project. So you must understand all of those conditions that exist. A project manager must consider all of these elements we've mentioned and even more, because he has the responsibility to align stakeholder and to be able to deliver an outcome that everybody is able to make use of. Even though it is beneficial, if it's clash with some people's interests, you know that they will do everything to ensure that their interests exists as against your project, and you wouldn't want that. I recall there was a time we were doing a national project that involve a lot of agencies in government, NYC, National Orientation Agency, National Population Commission, and a lot of other organizations that came together because it was a national project. And one thing I came to realize is that in Nigeria, for example, there are so many agencies that exist for various statutory roles. And so if you are going to execute a project that affects some of those roles, if you don't get their buy-in, eventually whatever the outcome is going to will not be able to represent the Nigerian government. That is something that I discovered on that project in a very profound way. For example, one of the organizations we neglected then was the National Orientation Agency. I came to understand then that the Nigerian National Orientation Agency actually has a network of workers across the country in every villages of Nigeria, in every local government and villages of Nigeria. And so when you are going to, we were looking at outsourcing the advocacy components of that project to some other agency before somebody raised that alarm. It was after we brought them in that everything was we were able to work seamlessly, got the data we needed, and be able to communicate effectively, and were successful at the project. Now, in bringing them in, it costs resources. But then if we had not brought them, it would have cost way, way much more than what we spent on that project. Or better still, it would have even led to a complete disaster because even the NYC does not have the network that the National Orientation Agency has across Nigeria. So they were able to help us to do the various advocacy that was needed, say sharing of it, and ultimately help us to get the various data that was needed on that. Now that's a practical example of try to understand the environment that your project exists. I believe the same thing applies for other countries and other industries and even at state level projects. So if you take time to study what is happening in this environment, to help you a lot, to know who to talk to and who to carry along. Another fundamental thing is the general stakeholder buy-in of your project. The only thing that sets a stakeholder against a project is if their interest is being overridden. Nobody wants their interest overridden. Even if you have a child and you want to collect their toy from their hand, you definitely must go about it in a way that they'll be happy releasing it to you. Otherwise, you are in for a war that day. So the same thing applies to stakeholder management. So you must understand that what is the existing system or the existing arrangement doing for them? Because project is a change agent. It's going to bring change into the system, into the environment. And so as your project is going to bring that change, what difference is it going to make? And how are you going to ensure that their previous interests are also covered, or they will be able to understand that the current system that you are bringing on board will even represent their interests better than what they currently have. And that's the job that every project manager has, to be able to carry their stakeholder along. And if you do that effectively, you'll be able to execute your project within budget. All right. So I hope that in the coming days, we'll be able to add more points to this topic in order to help you cut costs in your project. 2 points that we have made in this video is you must understand what the project is about, the outcome of your project, what you are out to achieve. And another important thing is you must understand your project environment. These 2 points are most significant because they drive the costs of your project. They help you in recruitment of team members. They help you in negotiation of various vendors that you are going to engage. They also help you to align stakeholders accordingly. This is what makes project manager successful. To be a project manager is not just to collect paper and manage schedule or time and all of that. You must also watch for the bottom line, which is your budget. You must make sure that you are spending according to plan, and better still, even less than plan, puts you in a better position. So thank you. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Give us your suggestion on what topic you want us to share. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, while wishing you the best in your endeavor.